Okay, guys, welcome back. Yay! Oh, wait, let me take these off. I can't hear myself. Now, if you haven't been following me long, my name is Angelique Crystal. I'm the owner of Locked & Pretty Corporation. It's including my salon, product line, accessories, and the Locked & Pretty Academy. And I created that platform where you can go and find out everything you need for your locks. And last week, if you were here, I introduced my newest products, the Pure Lock Cleanse, the pre-made pipe cleaner rollers, and the purifying shampoo that eliminates hard water buildup and makes your hair less itchy. So honestly, everything is located on my website on locdpretty.com. And if you haven't been following me that long, I've been using YouTube to boost my confidence in networking and communications, the things I no longer lack, but I'm working on it now so that I can better myself for future things that I'm about to be doing. Today's topics are, there's just two random ones, not random, but you know. We are doing a recap of last week's Locked & Pretty class and what it takes to be, to have a healthy scalp when you have locks. And I just wanted to get into that because I'm doing that on my regular social medias. And, you know, someone asked me that question and I wanted to make a video for them. So let's get into meat and potatoes.
Let's get started.
So as you can see in the background, I have my, I don't even know what it's called, but my background that I use, and my mannequins right there. We went through a lot last week. It was a live demonstration and it was so amazing. Let me tell you about it. So first, let's get into the reason why I decided to do Zoom classes online with, especially with locks. And it's because, let me tell you what happened in 2022. I have a slight headache still. It didn't last since last week, but I'm pretty sure these new classes are just too tight, honestly. But let's get into it. So last year, 2022, December, well, technically that whole year, I decided that, I was going to be a master loctician, and what that meant to me is master of all locks. So that ended up, I knew how to do all the locks services except for sister locks. And that was amazing when I finally got the information on how to do it. And then December of 2022, I decided, but I ended up getting pregnant. Now, being a hairstylist in pregnancy or anything that's going to disrupt your work, that can be just ridiculous sometimes. But I ended up working super hard. I still saved, I still paid bills, and I still spent money. So my financial obligations weren't at what they needed to be now that I know. And definitely that's one of the reasons why I just really recommend being financially stable when you are a hairstylist and when it comes to your family or just any obligations. But thank goodness they had half a deposit. It wasn't that bad. The whole class was $1,600. And so I just had to save $800 each time, which I was able to do between January and August. I think that was when the first payment was due, or yeah, it was August. And it wasn't that hard because I was working, So after the baby came, after August 1st, I had to, I worked all the way up to like 1 week before he came out. And I ended up realizing, like, it just came out of nowhere where I was like, oh my goodness, I just realized I'm not gonna be working for a while. And I wasn't going to make the consistent income that I'm used to. So I ended up having to I still saved up a little bit. I actually went back to work like the week after, like a crazy mad woman. Don't do it. Don't ever do that. And I ended up I was working with the bonnets, the fabric that is over here and over there. I ended up opening my bonnet shop, and that just kept on going. So I was equally working just as hard. And I ended up I was able to pay my the second part of the Locked and Pretty, the sister-in-law class, so that it was paid in full, but I didn't have enough for the plane, the transportation, the hotel. So one of my friends actually helped me out with that, and I was truly grateful. Thank goodness. And the reason why I had to do all that extra work, it was because I was over here in Boston area, and every class around me, even Atlanta, was like booked up. Like, okay, Sister Locks, go ahead. But the only one that was available and a little bit far enough so I can actually budget out my money was Michigan. And I mean, I had never been to Michigan, so I was like, oh, let's go. Let's just do it. And, after that, graduated. It was worth it, definitely. Yes, take their class if you want to take that. But as of right now, I haven't been accepting any sister-in-law clients. Well, I accept transfers, but I haven't really accepted a lot of sister-in-law clients because when I was, marketing, doing classes, not doing classes, but taking them for services, no one was really coming. And I think it's really just based on my area. Either it's not enough money that they can maintain, or they already had a sister loctician. So that was totally fine with me, less work on me, especially after the baby. And I was fine with that, but definitely worth it if you're ever going to be a sister loctician. So when I was thinking about that, all that work I had to do just to travel to all these classes, and even the classes I wanted to take before, even when they were just regular hair color classes, learning a new skill, you always have to travel to these classes. And at times when the way I budgeted, it didn't allow me to have, extra money to go out and get that class. So I was always self-taught. I always really paid attention to people's social media, or kept on rewinding it just to learn something. And that's how I was able to get skilled in a lot, because I had to utilize a lot of just video when I was learning how to be, besides a master loctician, just a hairstylist in general. That's why I didn't learn how to braid or do a silk press until 1 or 2 years after graduating school. So, I was thinking, a lot of people are not going to be willing to, travel after pregnancy, or travel and, be in a hotel or anything like that on their own, or even taking a class to, have better knowledge of their hair company. So it's just I wanted to create, if I was to do my school, I would create it all online, because you could just access it from your home. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to go anywhere, waste gas. Gas was high. I don't know what's going on in the economy now, but the fact that eggs are $11, I'm not worried about eggs or anything like that, because it's either we get it or you don't. But the way how everything is going, I just wouldn't want people to waste even more money trying to get to me, if you can, you can, but no. So other than that, when I created the Locked and Pretty Academy, it was great. And I had my first students, which, I believed that they were going to come, but I didn't think that many, because just based on what everyone's mindset is, especially around January, no one's willing to do things for the future right now. They're just cold, and they're just home chilling, and no one's really worked there. They're just working or anything like that. But, I didn't think that I would have that much students, which I did. And I'm fully grateful. But, we already had our third class, and it's really 4 classes. I split them up, how they're, the way I did it. And, this class was very special because I wanted to make sure that each person, people have a different way of learning, and I always heard that it's better to teach in person so that they can feel, they can touch, they can do this. And yes, that's correct. But I believe that if you are a good teacher, people can understand and learn how to do something when they aren't close to you. And that's exactly what happened. The way I explained it and the way I detailed it out, I was going very slow. I was checking how everyone was doing it. It was amazing, because within that first amount of just doing anything, people got it. And it was very special, because like I said, I wasn't hoping for people to be experts automatically, but the way how I set it up, it just looked like they've been doing locks for a while and they just needed a refresher course. So it was amazing. I loved it. We went over comb coils, 2-strand, instant locks, interlocking, and lock extensions, and micro locks. I did that all, and I think we went over 30 minutes. Well, no, I think we just talked for about 30 minutes. But, I answered the questions, and it was great. And I think that they already have the knowledge of everything, and I think based on how it was taught, they're gonna get clients within March. But how we first started the whole class, before even doing the techniques, they had to learn how to part. And I know that there's a lot of people that do not know how to part, especially when it comes to straight parts. So the way I set it up, I used the technique so the majority of the head, they can practice in each area of the technique so they can use the whole head. And using the parting style is a very basic parting style for both micro locks and traditional locks, so they was able to grasp that easily. And I was just proud of them. I think the only person that needed help probably is only because they were fairly new, they didn't know anything about locks, about anything. And I think the other ones just had a willingness to learn, and they already practice on their family. The other one wants a lock salon, so it was easier for them. But I definitely know that practice makes perfect when it comes to all the techniques that we did. And it was, like I said, it was amazing. Everything we already there's only one more class, but everything we already did, they pretty much was able to utilize everything. And I told them, I said, by the end of the month, you're going to have one client. You better have one client. And they all have already one client, which is already amazing. And, it's just easy to learn. It's slow paced. And also, the classes are booked according to your schedule. They're not always the group schedules that you can be in tuned with, but you could definitely book this on your own time. So honestly, if you want to participate in the Locked and Pretty Academy, definitely sign up for March's group. And like I said, it's on your own time, or you could book according to the group scheduling. Okay? Now, honestly, I really... I know I've been doing little part 2s of everything. I try to keep it with the recapping of the Locked and Pretty Academy, so you know what's going on within that month. But I needed to make, something for locks in general, just lock maintenance, lock care. Someone asked me, and when I'm at yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm at awe, or it sounds so funny, but the fact that people have locks and I would not understand how the person do your locks is just I'm gonna do locks for you and that's it. I just can't grasp that concept, because I always give people a guide after, or I ask questions. I create videos. I think I do a lot just so you wouldn't have a terrible journey. And when I had a few people ask, in the groups I was in, and then I had a few people ask me, about locks, and I was just why is no one helping y'all after you get it done? Or even, why y'all not researching what to do after? Y'all just want it because it sounds like y'all are after it for a trend, which is okay, to each his own. But my thing is, when it comes to locks, it's basically you getting back to the basics of you taking care of your own hair. And we have been neglecting our hair for so long. Besides the extensions, we're always cutting it off for guys who, just get haircuts and all that. braids, where somehow locks is like the most difficult for everyone to take care of, but in my opinion it's the most easiest, and your hair is still growing at the same time. So honestly, that's why I wanted to make this second part of the video, because I was just like, let me get to this, because you know, a lot of people do. I need to get back into it, you know. I will be doing the last recap on the next video, but I definitely think that if you're going to get your locks done, you definitely have to know how to take care of your hair. It's not rocket science or anything. It's just you literally committing to your own hair. And we all have lost that in I don't know how long, but we're here, we're back again. And that's why this channel was created as well. So this topic is about understanding scalp health. And what does that mean? It means healthy scalp equals healthy locks. And the 3 signs that you have unhealthy scalp is when you have excessive itching, dry hair, flakiness, tightness, buildup, and clogged pores. And over time, neglecting your scalp can lead to thinning, locks, or even slow growth. So just so you know, based on my calculations and my clients and what I see, honestly, it's a lot, honestly. But here's an opinion. Women deal with unhealthy scalp more than men, and I think it's because I've seen a lot of unhealthy scalp issues with women, and then I seen unhealthy locks with men. The difference is women come to actually get it done and fixed, and men kind of leave it where eventually it'll get fixed, you know. But here's another thing. Women deal with more, they tend to worry more about their finances when it comes to products and maintenance appointments. And they also, when it comes to, you know, tightness or drying or anything like that, they also get their hair done a lot more. And that's why their hair becomes thinner and dry after the products are produced on their scalp. You know, it dries out. So that's one of the problems I notice in women. And they only let their loctician touch their hair. They don't want no one else touching their hair, so they're not even going to touch their hair. I have some clients that actually, you know, don't wash or even do anything to their hair until they come and see me again, and that's totally understandable. I got you. But for men, not men, sorry, but we're still on the women, because women have a lot more dilemmas. But another thing they have, besides, you know, their hair being just doing what it, all that stuff that I said earlier, they definitely stress about it a lot more than men. And they actually, a majority of us have anemia, where there isn't that much, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. And just so we know what anemia is, it is caused by a number of things, including iron deficiency, blood loss, and certain medications. And we all know women have a lot of blood loss. So another opinion, men have similar problems, but they are willing to spend more time on their hair, based on cheaper products and the cheapest services. So I notice a lot of men would literally be like, oh, how much is your retwist? And I'm like, 90. And they're like, oh, that's a lot. And I'm like, okay. And they'll go to somebody who literally would retwist their hair for $45 or someone for free. They definitely get it done for free a lot more than women. The tiniest, that's the one thing that, you know, that flourishes with their hair. They actually get it done a lot more than women in a way. But and there's like, I would feel, in my opinion, there's more like a double standard when it comes to, you know, men and women getting their hair done. You know, women need their hair done all the time. That's you're entitled to your opinion. But I look at it as men need their hair more, because it shows, that's the double standard. You know, it shows, you know, how they take care of their life, you know, and how their income is, how they're, if they can take care of their car, their skin, their things like that, they take care of their hair. So, you know, it's for me, yes, that's something that just in the opinion. But that's why they don't have, in my opinion, that much scalp problems as much as women. But, you know, it varies all the time. So, you know, this is not a direct quote. This is just what I've seen so far. And I also have more women than men. So that's another thing. Let's see. So how can we get our scalp under control? Well, first we got to learn to clarify the scalp. From the product buildup, the sweat, the dirt. They're the main reasons why your pores are clogged, which causes slow growth. Some people use apple cider vinegar rinse, so they'll like kind of, you know, dap the not the apple cider vinegar and detox, not, they do that too, but this one is by itself, where they're using the apple cider vinegar and they rub it along their scalp, and that it's almost like what's that one thing? Oof. It's the other thing. It's tonic. Okay, it's on your face. It clarifies the face. Sea breeze and witch hazel. Oh, jeez. So it's similar in those properties. When you could do the especially if you have dandruff or itching like that. Not really suggesting it based on my opinion. Just if there's nothing, if you don't have, you can't afford the products, then getting that is a healthy alternative as well. So yeah, they use it before shampooing on their scalps. It helps with the pH balance and removes buildup. But in my opinion, that's why I created this product, the Pure Lock Cleanse I talked about in last week's video. It definitely takes away all the unnecessary dirt, oil, and buildup. Plus, the tea tree in it is great for antifungal properties, and it's great for itchy scalps. So that is one way to actually have a healthy scalp. The next thing is, of course, your products. You have to use the best oil and ingredients. So not all oils are created equally, though. Just remember that. For locks, especially for locks, and I would just think from natural hair in general, you don't want heavy oils that weigh down your hair or just coat everything, but you do need a lightweight and nourishing oil that keeps your scalp healthy without any buildup. Sometimes that can be like rosemary oil, jojoba oil, and almond oil. Those are very, very lightweight oils. But for my crown care line, I created the Crown and Shine oil, which is made out of lemongrass, peppermint, and rosemary, which is ideal for locks, especially when it comes to itching. It definitely keeps your hair hydrated and all that after you add your moisturizer. But use this oil. I do have a headache from this, and I think it's light. I think what it really is the fact that I've been working on my computer almost every single day for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, definitely, because I started the class and my head is sensitive to everything, so please don't mind me right now. But but definitely using the oil after you hydrate your locks. You definitely massage it in for your in your scalp to improve blood circulation, which helps promote hair growth. So you know, the fact that when I added the lemongrass and everything and the eucalyptus, it smells so good. Like, it's my favorite smelling item, and that's why I made the my rosemary spray similar to the oil, because I just couldn't get over that smell. It smells so good. So whenever I think about my own hair, I definitely don't have those problems, and it's because I implement exactly what I tell my clients. Now, when I do not, do my maintenance routine, there's some, I would say, like after a week, you start to feel yourself itching. You're like, oh, it's a little itch there, and then you feel it back here, and you're like, okay, that means I have to get back on, hydrating my hair. I haven't hydrated my hair in about 3 days now, 3 or 4 days. No, I'll say 4 days. And so now I'll start to feel it here and here. And the reason, I'm not sure why we feel it in certain areas, but I know for a fact I always had problems right here in this middle area of my head, the crown area right here, and then this middle area. Always itching right there. And then sometimes in the back of my head, like right here, which the 2 spots I just said I don't have problems about. But those are the first areas to start like actually itching, and that's how I know I need to, you know, get back on my routine. So when it comes to your hair hardly itching, your hair always being hydrated, anything like your hair should not be bothering you. And that's what people forget. My hair hardly bothers me. Like I don't have any dandruff. I don't have like, I take care of my stuff. When you have, even when you're and if you could be like my other client, she's a gym trainer. Her hair is itching, and because, you know, she works out, there's sweat, and, you know, sometimes I'm pretty sure she doesn't use the anti-itch spray formula directly after, you know. What I would do for that is dry my hair up, and then use the anti-itch spray it in my hair, let it dry, and that's it. And then I'll put oil on top, because you need to have your head coated in oil seals. So your hair needs to be coated in that type of layer so that nothing penetrates. You know, you want to keep that moisture that you just put in your head. So like I said, consistency is key. I hardly have those issues. A lot of people shouldn't have those issues, but definitely with the Locked and Pretty Crown Care line, you shouldn't have any of those issues. And yeah. Now, if you like more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget about the locdandpretty.com, your source for making your lock journey easier. I'm just saying, it's created by a master loctician. Like, it can't go wrong. But definitely don't forget about that BlackHistory code in the in that box and at checkout, because you have until today's the 20th, so you have until next Saturday for that code to disappear. So don't forget, you get 20% off all products, accessories, the ebook, the maintenance planner, and the classes. You get 20% off. But yeah, if you have any questions, definitely let me know in the chat. Until next time, stay locked and pretty.